So we were talking about MR. So let's actually look at it, Twitch chat. Let's look at the armor items first. 2750 or 25 HP, 60 armor. 2700, 65 armor, 20% CDR, effectively infinite mana, Thornmail, 80 armor, 250 HP, mortal wounds, attack speed slow. So we've already gone through the early game items. Way fucking sided towards anti-armor. There is not a single good MR item at low cost. Now let's look at adaptive helm. So let's say I'm fighting a mage. I get adaptive helm. Only 350 HP, 2800 cost. So 50 more than Sunfire, not too bad though. Low HP, a little bit of health regen. Only 55 MR, only 10% cooldown reduction. No actual damage on the item. Gives you damage against subsequent magic damage, but not against the original magic damage. Let's look at Spirit Visage. A little bit better, or 50 HP. Still only 55 MR. Gives you 30% more healing, which can be useful. No damage, still. Only 20% CDR, still. 10% base health regen, which is like, you know, okay. Great. Let's compare Spirit Visage to Sunfire. Or sorry, it's got less health, but it has more armor than Spirit Visage has MR. It doesn't give cooldown reduction, but it does give wave clear. It does give wave clear, really good wave clear, in fact. Because super minions take bonus magic damage as well. It helps you clear super minions who frequently take something like late game. They take like 80, 90 damage ticks from it. Gives decent damage as well. Costless gold. So once again, we have a comparison. Its stats once again get inflated by this base health regen. So chat, once again, we're left with an item that doesn't actually help you do damage, doesn't actually help you win lane, gives no actual advantages to laning. Even if you went Spirit Visage, you would still have to get Bami's Cinder just to have wave clear. So effectively, Spirit Visage has an additional 900 gold tacked onto it. So realistically, it's 3,700 gold versus 2750 gold. It's just blatantly better for tanks to be fighting physical damage. And also note its building components, okay? Kindle Gem, which is okay. Spectre's Cowl, which is one of the worst items in the game right now, versus Bami's Cinder, which is top tier. Chain Vest, which isn't top tier, but is certainly a good item. And a Ruby Crystal, which is, you know, whatever. But here's what this guy says. Items like this should not give damage. They are tank items after all. We don't want tanks to deal tons of damage while being super tanky. But here's the thing. They do tons of damage while being super tanky against physical damage. Against magical damage, they deal no damage and aren't tanky. So not only do tanks deal with mages worse, because mages are better in the laning phase, if I'm fighting a bruiser with a tank, I'll generally have more CS because I'll be stronger early on than my opponent. I'll also have stronger early game items to build, so I'll get more CS again. Then I get to build good wave clear, which allows me to get even more CS. Against a mage, I do poorly because mages are long ranged, so I generally get less CS. Generally speaking, I'm gonna have less CS again because my early game items are weaker, and I'm gonna get less CS again because I have no wave clear. I actually think those CLED changes are just terrible for the game. They're actually just awful. The game as a whole is going to be shittier because of those CLED changes. Having that much of a counter in the game, 60% healing debuff permanently, that is awful for the game. Maybe if it lasted like 2 seconds, but permanently, just awful for the game. At least the Renekton change focuses, because it's anti-shields, at least that focuses on making Renekton more anti-mage. Although it does kind of fuck Riven, but whatever. Not really that big of a deal. What I don't like is instead of nerfing Riven, they're just pushing Poppy as a dedicated anti-Riven pick. Instead of nerfing shit like Karma Top, they're just pushing Renekton as a dedicated anti-Karma Top pick. Meanwhile, they're nerfing Aatrox and pushing Kled as a dedicated anti-Aatrox pick. It's actually just terrible. It was already bad enough when people would pick Fiora to hard counter you. But like, okay, imagine this, Twitch chat. Imagine you're trying to play Kled and you get counterpicked by Fiora. The next game they play Aatrox and you counterpick with Kled. Both games were unwinnable for one player. Both games, one player doesn't get to have any fun. Was that required? Was he in range? I mean, they're pushing Silas as a dedicated anti-mage. They're pushing Kled as a dedicated effectively just anti-Aatrox, really. I mean, when you really break it down, let's be honest here, it's kind of fucking obvious which champion they're targeting with that change. Much like the Riven change, or sorry, the Poppy change, it's pretty clear what champion they're targeting. If you use a gap closer, Poppy now grounds you for 2 seconds. Well, gee, Twitch chat. I wonder which champion gap closes more than once every 2 seconds. I wonder which champion, Twitch chat, is known for spamming mobility abilities. I wonder which champion already gets beaten by Poppy that such a change would strengthen Poppy as being an anti that champion. Gee, I wonder, Twitch chat. Gee, I wonder. Could it be, could it be, Poppy and Riven? The thing is, I don't want to play champions who auto-win or auto-lose. That's not fun. It's not fun for my opponent. It's not fun for me. They're treating this game like it's only competitive and as if the people playing the game aren't actually playing the game, but are rather part of the team. Like there's a fucking like spirit of the team that's playing the game. No. Everyone is playing the individual champions. If it's not fun to play top, it's not like the spirit of the team is playing top. No, I'm fucking playing top. I'm not having any fun in the game, you know? You might say, oh, well, you pick top first, so each team has a choice to make. Oh, but Hashinshin, you can get a jungler to even out the lane. Oh, wow. I can get a jungler? No, I fucking can't. If I could get a jungler, I'd get a jungler. Ah, here we go, Twitch chat. We did it. We got the guy. I got hit by a single CC, to which Twitch chat says, oh, you have to buy Merc Treads. Merc Treads when laning against Darius. Or the Draven Janna. Yeah, that's the play right there. The only thing you can tenacity on Janna is her slow, and her main source of power comes from putting her shield on the AD carry. Here's the other hilarity. Look at how fucking bad they've nerfed Hexdrinker. 20 damage. The shield early game is incredibly small. Okay. Honestly, with her missing her W, I didn't expect to take 2/3 my health bar from her burst. No, see, Twitch at that pull right there was dead fucking center. Once again, definitely not lag compensation. No, dead fucking center right there, Twitch chat. Yeah, Twitch chat. That pull was dead fucking center once again. Someone should get a montage of these pulls, just so all the people who are denying that it's bugged can look at them all back to back and be like, because there are actual, real, living, breathing humans watching this happen time after time again and saying, no, that looks fine to me. I almost got to move my character in that fight. Almost. I like how people are now coming up with insane and absolutely ridiculous explanations for how it could possibly be my fault despite you seeing right the fuck in front of you that it's bugged. It's not a bug though. A bunch of pulls and the like work just like Darius's E, like Blitz or Thresh. It's not even the hitbox, it's the fact it's actually just going beyond what it should. And these people are now like coming up. The Thresh does this. Thresh's hook doesn't go up and then randomly just pull you when you're like 3 feet away from it, Twitch chat. Your explanations are becoming absolutely insane. Are they seriously just chasing me down like that? It's just insane to me that people like, they believe so much that I'm bad at the game that despite seeing these like clear as fucking day bugs, they're like, no, it can't be. I hate him so much. He must be dying because he's bad at the game. I accept no alternative. Like, not even close either. If it was like close, you guys might have an argument. But when I'm being pulled from here to here by a Darius E, are we losing turrets?